Rules are made to be broken. At least mine are, by me. That is a quote from a Bette Davis movie. I've taken it to heart because a lot of people will come up with rules to writing. One big one, write what you know. Now, if I was going to be writing an instructional manual, that is exactly the advice I would follow. If you're going to write a novel, not so much. And when people will argue that you have to be able to write what you've experienced, what you know about, etc., etc., I will use one very classic example of why that is total BS. The fellow who wrote The Red Badge of Courage was born a number of years after the ending of the Civil War. But that became an American classic. Yes, writing what you know can give you a unique insight in developing characters, plot, and storyline. Not gonna argue that. But only limiting yourself to what you know instead of what you're interested in, what excites you, is going to also influence your character, plot, and storyline, and not in a good way. You're feeling constrained. Trust me, your readers are going to pick up on it. If you really like what you're talking about, if you really like what you're writing about, they're going to sense that enthusiasm. Write what you care about is what I would replace it with. The other one that I have heard is envision your final draft. Write for the final draft. No, write your story. Once you get it out of your head and down on paper and read it aloud to yourself, you're going to see what does and doesn't work. You're going to know how to polish. You're going to know how to refine. You're going to know how to burnish, to edit, to build up, to tear down, to smooth, to roughen, to harden, to soften, all that other stuff that will go into being the final project, the final product, the final form, the final manuscript that you're going to send off to your editor, who will then make suggestions and send it back for you to make another revision. So until it is heading to press, you're never going to be done revising, editing, pruning, polishing. So don't worry about it. Write what you feel. Write what you love. Write what inspires you. And don't worry about people telling you you have to color inside certain lines. One thing I've learned, and one thing I've learned not just from my own writing and experience, but from the authors I like to read, if you color outside the lines, make new ones.